Hi there. And today what I'm going to be talking about is presenting. It's a subject that makes a lot of people nervous. A lot of people are quite surprised actually, but when I was at school, I didn't usually put my hand up to do readings, and I used to really quite dread getting in front of anyone in front of the class and do anything like that. My father, who's a world famous tribologist and metallurgist, had to go around the world and do a lot of presenting. He'd do talks about metallurgy and tribology, which basically means about fatiguing metals and using lubricants to kind of calm them down. And as such, he kind of, during the 80s, he got a lot of coaching, both from my mum, who'd worked a lot in acting, so had an idea about drama and presenting to people, and a guy called Peter Kenny, who I've actually got his book. This was like the family Bible. A book on public speaking for scientists and engineers. And when I started my graduate course I started as a graduate software developer, I actually bought a copy of this and actually started reading it. It was a brilliant read. Some of it's dated in the fact that it talks a lot about overhead projectors that we wouldn't use now. We use PowerPoint for everything. And how to do different bindings and stuff like that. So some of it, it could be updated a little bit for the modern, but most of it about being confident, the do's and the don'ts, are actually still relevant. I also worked as a teacher, and again, obviously for someone that's a little bit nervous getting in front of people, it seems a rather odd career choice. And of course, a lot of us as trainee teachers, we had to be more comfortable at presenting information in front of people. So indeed, that's one of the first tips that I would have for you, is just to practice. Practice. One thing that they encouraged us to do is basically to give quite small presentations in front of things, often about things that people were quite passionate about. I think I did mine on the solar system because I just graduated with an astronomy degree. Someone else did them on video games and was talking about the latest Mario and how, and this will tell you how putting games on CD-ROM would eliminate piracy because nobody would ever have a CD recorder. Time's moved on a little bit. But yeah, and that is my suggestion. Number one, basically get used to presenting it to people about a topic that you're passionate about. And obviously you would say testing, I would hope, because you're watching this, is something that you're passionate about. But it might just be something you just generally feel a bit more comfortable talking about. It might be anima, it might be football result, it might be something about Disney's Tinkerbell, whatever. But it's a start, basically. You start with what you're comfortable and you just kind of get used to doing it. Another thing that you can do is what I'm doing now, basically setting up either a video camera or sitting in front of your laptop and hitting record if you've got one of the video cams at the top, and recording yourself speaking and basically rewinding it, watching it, seeing how you do. It's amazing actually, because you can turn it off and say exactly what you want to say. And this actually happened to me when I was in a street survey when I was living in Liverpool, and someone said, "Oh, I'd like to know your opinions about such and such." I think it was about euthanasia for people that are terminally ill, and I gave a brilliant, fluid explanation. He said, "That's absolutely great. I'm going to hit record now." And can you say exactly what you said? So hit record, and immediately my mind went like spaghetti. And that's what most people are like. The minute that it goes beep to record, you suddenly become super self-conscious. But it's one of those things that the more you do it, the more comfortable you do it. You just kind of rehearse and rehearse. I have actually worked in drama as well. And again, you get better at your lines because you practice and practice and practice. And indeed, there's one line from Death Trap which I can flick to like that, and it goes pretty much like, "Probably he's exactly how he seems. An honest and helpful young man. Completely trustworthy." As you can tell, I said that line so many times that even 16 years, I can repeat it off right pretty much down to the accent. I can't do anything else. And I can't do it. No, see, I just click like that and everything kind of like flows out. That's what you get like. The more you practice saying things, the more kind of fluid it comes. But, you know, you don't want to kind of end up sounding like a robot. You do want to put a bit of character into things. Obviously, doing a whole presentation with that accent might be too much character. But really, the more you do it, the more breakdown, the more you're kind of having fun. When you watch this, you might go, "Oh, Mike's not too bad." I bloody well hope you're not too bad. But in actual fact, there's a lot of outtakes on this, and in fact, what used to happen is when we were first over here in New Zealand, is we'd do a video recording, basically do a video message, and just a quick catch up to people that we couldn't see at Christmas, mainly my parents and my wife's parents, and we just kind of like put the camera on, say, just kind of do Merry Christmas everyone, hey, happy New Year, this is what's happened to us, and just it was about a 2-minute message, and it would take about 15 takes, and it got so dramatic that we actually had this huge outtake reel, which people absolutely adored, and I will try and throw a few at the end of here. But that's it. When you make a mistake, don't go, "Oh my god, oh no, oh I'm making a mistake, oh no." Just kind of roll with it. Just kind of laugh. Maybe laugh a little bit. Don't laugh too much because people think you're mental. And that, in a nutshell, is my advice for getting started. And I do encourage people to get started. Testing as a profession really needs more people out there to get more engaged in what we do, and to be out and basically being a little bit evangelical about what we're doing, why testing is a great profession, why testing is a challenging profession. What makes good testing, in your opinion? What makes bad testing, in your opinion? Because being able to communicate to other testers, to our customers, to the people that we work for, the teams that we work for, is really vital. And each of us need to kind of up the ante a little bit, and not kind of just expect that there's just a few voices. Testing doesn't need a few voices. Testing needs a lot of voices to basically help define itself and to really move forward. When we see challenges like ISTQB being enforced on us, when we see things like the new ISO standard, which many people don't reflect what feels like good testing to them, the only way that we can really take charge and hold control and move forward as a profession is by having a lot more animated people. The decisions Hi there, and today what I'm going to talk a little bit about is it's not everyone's favourite thing to do. I've got cue cards here, but I just seem to go whoa. But it's a start, basically. You start with what you're comfortable, and you just kind of get used to doing it. I'm just going to have to pause. Another great thing you can do is basically what I'm doing here. Is basically too many basicallys to be basically. Just practice. Gets rid of that nerves, and also kind of allows you to basically develop your ability to continuously speak. I think I might do this one again. questions. Who goes there?
Talk.
And basically defend. Yeah, do I want to say defend?